Welcome back to Old School Arctic Cats. I'm Rocky, and today we have an absolute time capsule on my hands. Look at me. I'm talking this thing belongs in the St. Germain Hall of Fame. With only 19 original miles, we're gonna do this sled justice in today's video. Fun fact, AT&T, the phone company, purchased this sled brand new in 1999 and stored it for the last 26 years. Now we'll get back into that story on how it went from AT&T to into my garage right after this clip.
For $99, the big news is the 600cc triple in the 600SX. Like its big brother, the 700, it features a high-flow single 3-into-1 exhaust pipe to minimize weight while maximizing handling. Thanks to their high-output triples, these sleds have a superior power-to-weight ratio, with unbelievable throttle response and lightning-quick acceleration. And new features for $99. Both models have plastic skis to provide an even more responsive machine. And like the SRX models, an adjustable brake lever. Plus a front heat exchanger and tunnel protectors. You'll also appreciate the large gauges. They make it easy to check the status of everything at a glance.
1 in a million. 1 in a million chance that this snowmobile is sitting in my garage with only 19 miles on it. In fact, AT&T defaulted on their loan and almost had this sled repossessed. But let's start the story from the very beginning. In 1999, we were transitioning from landlines to cell phones, and cell phones need cell towers. Well, AT&T needed a snowmobile to get their technicians up to make repairs, do checks on those cell towers in the middle of winter. Now this AT&T store was in Montana, Missoula, Rocky Mountains, deep snow. You see the problem? Now, some of this story is left up to speculation. My thoughts is that the poor technician that went out on his maiden voyage, the deep powder, I think these little lugs let him down and he got stuck a lot. 11 miles. 11 miles is all that technician put on this snowmobile, and I bet it was all in that parking lot getting stuck. If that doesn't paint the picture for you, I bet your grandma's Buick would have a better chance making it up to that cell phone tower than this thing. And for the next 26 years, this snowmobile sat in AT&T's climate-controlled warehouse. Check this out. They had a vehicle maintenance program, and this actually says AT&T Corporation, the 99 snowmobile. They planned on using this. They just simply couldn't, so it just sat. Now remember what I said. This snowmobile was almost repossessed. Somewhere down the road, AT&T defaulted on a payment. Bank got in contact with them. They ended up making it right, took action, paid the snowmobile off. And like all of us sled heads do, we always are looking for great deals. Our local dealership was no different, Cycles and Sleds. They were auction surfing, came across this beautiful Yamaha that only had 11 miles on it. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for. How did a guy like me end up with a blue Yamaha snowmobile in his garage? Well, I didn't. I talked my die-hard Yamaha buddy Rob into buying it. I'm talking this guy has R1s, YZs, he even has a Yamaha mountain bike. Like every good friend, I like to help him spend his money. So we pulled into Cycles and Sleds, he swiped his credit card, and we came home with it. Before we go any further, we better see if this thing will start. Now, if you're new here, you guys are watching Old School Arctic Cats, and this is all about reminiscing about my favorite era, the 90s. Let's go back to 1999 when this Yamaha is brand new. 1999, what a year for snowmobiles. I mean, we're talking we had the Thundercat 1000, the ZRTs, the XCRs, the Mach 1s, the Yamaha VMAXs. There was such a competitive time. We had all the awesome colors of the 90s. Like everybody was just peaking at that point in the snowmobile world. It was amazing. Now this was a big year for Yamaha. If you guys remember in '98, the SX600 was actually a twin. The most incredible thing, Yamaha's like, the twin ain't working out. Let's integrate the 600 triple that we had in our SRX get rid of the power valves, and make a really sporty, fun trail version. And that's exactly what we have right here. Now, isn't that interesting? They went from a twin back to a triple. They even went as far as saying that it had better fuel economy. It only weighed 4 pounds heavier than their twin version, and it had 2.2 horsepower more, and that was coming from Snow West. A lot of the people said that the triple was a lot smoother, had better throttle response, and had better fuel economy. And the other contenders in this class, well, Arctic Cat had their ZR, but then they had their ZL, and that's what was competing against this. It didn't have the Fox suspension and different things. It had all the styling and the coolness of the ZR, but it was a little more trail worthy, if you will. Polaris had their XLT SP 600 triple, and then Ski-Doo had their MXZ 600 twin. Now, new for '99 for the VMAX SX 600 was, like I said, they had the Redhead 600 triple, but it didn't have the power valves on it like the SRX. It was a little detuned, probably around 110 horsepower. It had plastic skis for '99. It had adjustable brake lever for '99. It had a front heat exchanger was added in front of the tunnel, so that had better cooling and stuff for the bigger motor. And it had these plastic runners underneath the tunnel that actually acted like a little protector to keep your tunnel from getting beat up. And might I add, what an awesome machine that we have to display for you guys. When I was thumbing through old videos and different things from Yamaha's promotion, their sales promotion, I even saw on their speedometer it had 200 miles. So that's even had less miles than their promotion snowmobile they had back in the day. Now, another thing I noticed on this Yamaha, and I don't know when Yamaha came out with this. I know Arctic Cat had this in later models, but they have the heated carburetor system that actually has their antifreeze that comes and heats up the carbs to keep them from icing up. And it looks like you have an off-on petcock right here. Anyway, that's pretty interesting. Now, it'd be a shame not to mention the Yamaha 700 that everybody knows. But I'm pretty sure this top end is bolted to a bottom end of a 700. I'm pretty sure the top ends are interchangeable. Now, as we look at this snowmobile, you'll notice that a lot of these little technologies have not carried on to new snowmobiles that we have today. Number one, we don't have triples. We don't have snowmobiles with carburetors. We don't have snowmobiles with these big clunky trailing arms. But one thing we do have, plastic skis. Now, you all know that I am a die-hard green wearing, green in my veins Arctic Cat guy. But second place, I would have to give it to the Yamaha. Not only did these guys have the triple for the longest of anybody, but my gosh, they sound good. And for those of you that have made it this far in today's video, we really want to say thank you and show our appreciation. If you haven't liked or subscribed yet, please do. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. I also want to announce that in the beginning of December, we are going to have a winter merch launch. Save your Christmas money and be ready to buy some awesome stuff from us. But Rocky, is there going to be another ride out in the Midwest? The answer is yes. I read you guys' comments and we've seen it enough. We're coming out there. We'll have all the details and everything for that in the future on more videos. Be prepared for us to come out there and see you guys. In the meantime, pray for snow. We can't ride without it, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Things we do for a thumbnail. Holy cow.